Good day everyone, welcome to JAL Consult for another edition of our Autocad Mep tutorial. In today's lesson, we are going to be exploring the Autocad menu bar and the panel bar. As explained earlier, every Autocad tab has its own panels, whereby each menu bar has numbers of panels. For example now, under my home menu bar, or you call it tab, under my home tab, I'm having the draw panels, the modify panels, annotation panels, the property panels, layers, blocks, groups, utility, clipboard and view. Likewise, under my insert panels, I'm having the block definition, reference, point cloud, data, linking extraction, location and the content. Under my annotate tab, I'm having the text, the dimension, the leader, tables, parametrics and the list goes on. Majority of AutoCAD operations that an MEP engineers do perform is situated under the Home tab. Let's now take a look at the AutoCAD panels. But before I proceed, one of the user-friendly features of AutoCAD is what we call the quick tip. All functions under AutoCAD panels can be quick tipped. For example now, under my home tab, draw panels, the first function here is the line. On placing my mouse, the quick tip popped up saying create a straight line segment. So by clicking on it, I'll create my line. After I've created my line, I can press enter or press escape, or you can even press backspace. Lest you forget, backspace can be used as enter and also as repeat function. Let's move to the second function under my draw panel, which is the polyline. By clicking on it, I can create a polyline. I press escape. The basic difference between a line and a polyline is that a polyline assumed the total runs of the line to be a single element, unlike a line which considered every entity as different entity. For here as an example, I can move my entity because they are considered to be different elements. But from the polyline, all these elements to be under a single line. So by drawing this, the line property still remain as one. The third function under my draw panels is the circle. Here is it. But you need to be conscious that in my circle here, I'm having a drop down button. By clicking through the drop down button, it gives me different options of circle I can create. So I can create a center radius circle, center diameter, 2 point, 3 point, tan radius, tan. But as an engineer, the most preferable is the radius, center radius circle. So I click on the center radius circle now. You observe that my quick tip has prompted telling me to specify the the center point for my circle. Let me just specify this, and I'm drawing my radius. This line is my radius line, so I'm using my radius method to draw the circle. Here is my circle. You can go by any of the following, but I will always recommend to go by the center radius circle. The next function or element under my draw panel's home tab is the arc. I also have the drop down button too to show me different kinds of arc, but I will always prefer the 3-point arc, which I'll be clicking, or I can access it directly. So by clicking on it, specify the start point of arc, I clicked here. Specify the second point, I click there, and specify the end or the third point, I clicked here. So here is my arc. The next function under my draw panels is the rectangle. I'm having a drop down button here too. By clicking through the drop down button, it shows a polygon, so I can access my rectangle or polygon through this section. Let's go by the first one, which is the rectangle. Specify the first point of your rectangle here. Specify the other point, I clicked here. So by going through the same section, the drop down button, left clicking, and click through the polygon. Now specify the number of sides. You recall, based on our mathematical experience, polygon and rectangle are different based on the number of sides. So let me just specify 5 here. 5, enter. The next thing is that to specify the center of polygon, that is the center I intended to draw my polygon. Let me just specify here. The next thing is, am I inscribing in circle or circumscribing about circle? Let's just go by the first one, which is inscribing. You can press enter straight, or you use your mouse to select. You can also observe that through the command line here, it gives me a pop-up that am I inscribing in a circle. The blue icon represents the command key. So if I'm inscribing now, I press I. If I'm circumscribing, I press C. Press I. Enter. So I'm to draw the radius. Let's draw it like this. So here is my polygon. Let's repeat the operation by pressing the spacebar, or you come through the normal method here. So I've pressed the spacebar. Specify the number of sides. Let's go by the 5 number again. 5, enter. Specify the center. I specified here, but I'm circumscribing this time. Here is it. The next function is the center, which basically represents my ellipse. So by clicking through the drop down button, I'm having different kind of ellipse, but I prefer the center types. I'm to specify my radius. So here's my ellipse. The last function is arch, but you can observe by clicking through the drop down button, I'm having gradient and boundary. The 3 of them basically work on the same principle. By clicking any of them, I can access the other. So let's go by the first one, which is the arch. I clicked on my arch, pick internal point. But you can observe through my command button down here, pick internal point. I have 3 operations I can perform at this point. I can either select an object, undo this operation, or go to my settings. So let's go by the first one, which is to select my object. I'm selecting this my ellipse, which is an internal point. But you observe also that immediately after I clicked the arch, let me repeat the operation. By clicking the arch panels prompted up instantly. These are my arch panels. So I can select the type, the arching patterns I intended. Is majorly used by architects, most especially creating walls, floors, etc. So I'm clicking this now. But you can also observe at some point it changed all these to colors. Colors are for gradients, which is the second element in my drop down button. By clicking this, I've changed to gradient, but by clicking this, I'm still under my arch pattern. You can observe the tree has prompted up here. By clicking this, you observe it has changed the type to gradient, etc. So I can specify other features here for my color. Here for the second color, since I click the gradient, and gradient do have two colors. If I'm clicking arch now, let me choose this. I'll be specifying the color here and the background color too. And the basic consideration for arching is the scale. For example, now I'm having one scale now, 1:1 scale. So by clicking through an internal point, wow, you observed the arch has been formed, but it's not that noticeable. By pressing escape twice to adjust my arch patterns, I clicked inside the arch. The arch panels prompted up. By increasing the scale here, let's increase it to 20. Enter. You observed the arch panels have changed. Let's increase it more to 50. Enter. So that's what the arch patterns means. Though we rarely use it, but it's an operation you must master. But what if we are using gradient now? Let's go through the arch panels again, or you can click through the drop down button and come to your gradient and select. Instead of picking an internal point now, I'll be selecting. So I'll press S, enter. Select object. You observe, so I'm selecting this object. And I selected it. You observed the gradient has been formed. So you can adjust the thing by clicking through the gradient point and increasing the angle, the transparency, etc. Hope you find this video educational. In our next class, we'll come to our modifying panels, likewise the annotation panels, and we will elaborate the property panels, which is the main features in building services engineering. Don't forget to like and subscribe. See you next class.